Hi everybody and welcome back to another upcycle video. This time I would like to show you 3 ways to upcycle your long sleeve tops into trendy summer tops. Let's start with the cropped ruffle top. First, I cut off the sleeves and then cut straight under the neckline, which leaves me with a big rectangle. I cut the rectangle into halves and cut out one of the inside hems of both halves. I then have 2 long strips of fabric which I sew together with a straight stitch to have one big loop of fabric. Next, I cut open the sleeves to get 4 thinner strips of fabric. I sew 2 of them together so I have 2 thinner loops of fabric. I tried both strips on to see how much fabric I needed. I then sew them to the right size for my upper bust and waist. I used the longest stitch setting to sew a basting stitch along the top of my main piece of fabric and then ruffled the fabric to fit my waistband. I sandwiched the ruffle between the waistband, making sure the raw edges are facing inside, and then sew all around it. I repeated this step for the other side of the top. Lastly, I created straps by using the remainders of the sleeves, sew them right sides together and turning them over with a safety pin. I then attached them to the top and finished as my new ruffle crop top. I love this transformation so much because it turned a super boring top into something very new and trendy in a few easy steps. For the next top, I tried it on inside out first to mark how I want the new top to fit. I took it off and straightened those marks to cut out the pattern. I want the top to be double layered, so I took the remaining fabric and cut out another pattern. It was not enough fabric, so I had to cut the pattern from 2 different parts and then sew them together. You will be able to see the seam, however I didn't mind this because it's going to be on the inside of the top. I messed up the next few steps, so I drew these pictures to explain how I should have done it. The next step would be to cut out the inside hems of the top to have 2 patterns lying flat. You would then sew all along the outer edges but one of the straps, which we need to turn the fabric right side out. Once this step is completed, you would only need to sew the straps together as well as the side. You can then cut off the excess fabric and finished is your new on-shoulder top. This top is so easy to wear and it goes with everything, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. For the last upcycle, we again cut off the sleeves as well as the neckline. I then cut out one big piece of fabric, which is going to be the main part of the top. I cut the remaining fabric in halves for the ruffles. I also cut off the bottom hem as well as one of the inside hems of both loops. I cut one of the sleeves open to cut 2 long strips for the straps. Next, I tried on the tube top to see how much I had to take it in. I sew along the edges to make it fit better, then I cut off the excess fabric. I pinned and sewed the upper edges to a rolled hem. I then sew a straight stitch to attach the 2 long strips with each other. I then hemmed the edge of the ruffles with a rolled hem. Next, I sew a basting stitch all along the strip to create the ruffles. I shuffled the ruffles until they fit the circumference of the tube top. I then sew them right sides together. For the straps, I took the other strips and cut them to match in length. I cut 2 more strips out of the remaining fabric for the ruffles of the straps. I sew a basting stitch along the new strips to create more ruffles. Once I ruffled the fabric, I sandwiched them into the straps and sew along the edges. I also rounded the edges of the ruffles. I did not hand them as the fabric is too short, and since it's jersey, it's not going to fray. I turned the straps inside out and repeated these steps for the other side. My fabric is slightly see-through, so I cut out another rectangle to sew into the inside of the tube top to create a second layer. Lastly, I sew my straps into a loop and attached it to the sides of my top. And finished is my new ruffle top. I honestly can't believe how cute this top is. I love the off-the-shoulder sleeves and how well the style matches the color. I will be wearing this top until it falls apart, and I am so happy with how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching.